Hi, my name is John Dutton. I'm the principal of the South African Modern Hypnosis Academy and Research Centre. In this small clip, I'm going to endeavour to simplify working with hypnosis as a therapist. Over the years of training therapists, I've seen that the knowledge and the wisdom is taken, but sometimes clouded. When they sit down to address a client, they seem to not know which direction to go in. They may have a lot of theory, been trained in a lot of different ways, but simplicity of hypnosis is what makes it effective. And I found that it becomes very complex when sitting in front of a client to understand what your function as a hypnotherapist is, not as a counselor or a psychologist or a doctor. So I'm going to endeavor to briefly, in a very simple terms, explain how the laptop process works. In my day-to-day encounters, I've realized over my research in many years that the subconscious mind is the program of our computer. When we work as hypnotherapists, we actually need to go out and endeavor to change a program that is not operating properly in a computer and make it more positive. We're not there to replace the whole computer, the whole laptop, but there to actually allow it to operate and be more successful at what it does. So when I view my client, that is what I actually see. Now, having said that, what I'm endeavoring to do with hypnosis, I've been employed by that client that you've seen in that chair to conduct hypnosis, not to do any other things. A panel beater does not go out and fix drains. A plumber does not panel beat cars. So one of the things the therapist needs to know is, what can I do with my tools? That computer, that client sitting over there, has a negative working effect in that computer program. So what can we change? What can we do? Be it a smoker, be it somebody that's suffering from depression. But in a very clear-cut case, let's look at somebody who comes to see you who has been diagnosed with cancer. If they've been diagnosed with cancer, that cancer is in the programming of that computer that you see in that chair. Now, what we need to be thinking when we do the intake, we talk to that client, is there is a program, this is what it does. How can I take my tool of hypnosis and change the aspects of that program to make that computer become more effective? In other words, to make that client that is suffering from cancer have a better chance, a better lifestyle. Now, when we break it down to what is not working in that computer, it could be little things like the person is not sleeping properly, the person is not able to eat or exercise, the person has fear of going for their chemotherapy. There are many aspects. So you as the therapist need to be looking, what is running negatively in that program? What can the tool of hypnosis do to actually assist that person that has come to see me with cancer? Step-by-step changes. We do not go in and press one button and change the whole programming of that computer. We need to look at priorities to see whether sleeping first will help that person. Because once you can get that program in that computer working at maximum capacity, that cancer victim has a chance to fight back. And over the many years of working with these victims, I've seen if we take all the anxieties, the frills, the fuss away as a therapist when we meet this person, we look at their computer, over there as you see that computer, that is my client, there are certain negative things happening in that computer, what can I change in that programming through the tool of hypnosis? And as we know, and as I recap with you, the fact that the subconscious mind is where all our fears are, our anxieties, where our behaviors are created. And we don't have to go back to root cause, specifically in this case, because the brain is an amazing piece of equipment. There are many neuron receptors which are behavioral channels in the brain. We can actually, within a split second, within a few weeks, use new neural pathways to create a new behavior. I'm not going to go into the depth and the science of it because I'm not a scientist. But I know from the years of working with this, our job is to change behaviors from negative to positive. So when you sit down with your client, if they have cancer, it's a case of empathy, listening, and analyzing what can I change in that computer program. Thank you for listening.